Dana, thank you. Well, Steve Buten right now is here with our financial focus. And Steve, this week a weak jobs report came out. So what does that mean for us?
Yeah, jobs report, under 200,000 jobs created in the month of April. Weak report, weakest one in a number of months. We're entering a political season, and obviously the number one concern is usually jobs.
Right.
So how both political parties spin this will be interesting. Created about 160,000 jobs. Really, it's a net zero because the population increase of the country really just accounts for that.
I feel like it depends on what politician you're listening to and whether or not the economy is up or down, right?
Absolutely, yep, absolutely.
So what's your take? Is the economy overall healthy? Is it slow? How do you see it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 4.
Okay.
You know, we're moving forward, but it's like you're walking, you're not jogging or running.
It's a slow pace.
It's a very slow pace, and because it's so slow, it just takes a couple of hiccups for things to really slow down.
Got it.
So it's really not doing as well as I'd like.
Right. And moving on now to there's a new Saudi oil minister.
Yeah.
Now tell me, why is that significant?
It's significant because the Saudi Arabian country is the world's largest producer of oil. And for a number of years, or 20, they've had this one gentleman who was the oil minister who was able to basically mollify the markets anytime there'd be a hiccup. Well, there's been some power struggles inside the Saudi kingdom, and one of the princes decided to appoint this new guy as the oil minister. And what happens with his reign is going to be interesting. And I've always said markets really try to avoid uncertainty. Right. And this new guy coming into the oil markets, now that Iran is back in, the two countries are big rivals, it could significantly make the oil markets a little bit more volatile. So basically, it'll impact our gas prices.
And it has been a little bit shaky leading up to this just fairly recently. And this,
yeah.
The man that he replaces was sort of the steady hand at the wheel.
That's right. He was the steady hand. Anytime there was a disruption, you can count on him to come out and say production will stabilize, production will go up, to try to keep the markets fairly stable. Now, again, the last year, we know the markets have been really unstable, and maybe that's why they're replacing him, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
All right, now some tasty news here with Krispy Kreme right now. They're going private.
That. Yeah, yes.
All right, so they were public, now they're going private. Usually companies like to go the other way.
That's right.
So what's going on here?
So Krispy Kreme, we all know them. It's not going to impact your donuts, so
okay,
don't worry.
Good, that's all I want to know.
Don't worry about that.
All right.
But companies that are public really have rigorous reporting requirements. So a company like Krispy Kreme, you know, they've had their ups and downs over the years, but what'll happen is a private company may like their business model and decide to take them private, meaning that if you're a stockholder in Krispy Kreme, you're going to be cashed out. So basically, private people now own the company, so they don't have to report publicly, they don't have to have certain accounting standards met. And the theory here is if a company, most of the time, a company will be taken private by a firm that'll improve their balance sheet, maybe experiment, bring new products out. And the company that bought Krispy Kreme also owns Peet's Coffee and Keurig, the little coffee cups. So they try to improve the company and then maybe bring it public again in a few years down the line.
So not a sign necessarily that Krispy Kreme is unhealthy, but maybe they're trying to restructure in some way, some shape or form.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme actually is pretty well off.
Right.
This is not a distress case, as they sometimes call them. This was just a private firm saying the company was undervalued. They decided to buy them, maybe improve, and I know they are looking at some different products coming out, but over the next 3, 5, 7 years, maybe they'll retake them public. And what they'll do is they'll take them public to try to recover their investment, because these companies lay out a lot of money to buy these companies.
And real quick, the shareholders then get the cash here in this situation.
That's right. You're being cashed out at about $21 a share.
All right. So. Steve Buten, thanks as always for your time. I appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back.